Thank you so much, Dr. Cambry, for inviting me. And what a blessing it is today to be engaging talented individuals who are devoted to living a life that is contrary to traditions and beliefs. And personally, I think it's an opportunity again to extend my relationship with Dr. Cambry, who I met in Manchester around about 4 years ago. Dr. Cambry, I'm glad that I met you, and thank you for the relationship we shared over the years. And it's good again to be a part of your brainchild that you are leading to help people do well in their chosen career. Dr. Cambry said I should share thoughts, random muses that could be of help to people who are ready to go beyond odds and defy limitations. And because of this, I want to share 5 simple thoughts which personally have helped me. I want to share with you ideas that I do not believe in. I'm a practical representation of whatsoever you are going to hear from me. And I believe this interaction is going to culminate into something that destiny will be grateful for. So let's go. The first thing I want you to know is that as individuals, you have to learn to be gracious. Being gracious is not perfection. It is not cultural, and it has nothing to do with tradition. Being gracious is far above developing a mindset, but it's a consciousness that no matter what you have, you received it. That no matter what you become, it's an effort or efforts, an investment of so many people that you know directly and by chance. Learn to be gracious to people who walked into your life when you were lonely. Learn to be gracious to dots that have connected naturally and give you this moment that you cherish so much. Learn to be gracious to those who deny themselves ability to eat to survive so that you can have a bite for destiny. You need to understand that you have water to drink because some people deny themselves water. Be gracious to your parents, to your friends, even sometimes people that we describe as enemies. Learn to be gracious. Secondly, you don't prepare for battle on the day of war. Should I say that again? You don't prepare for battle on the day of war. Life is a series of collisions. Readiness is a virtue. It is good to be ready and not have opportunity than to have the opportunity but you are not ready. You don't prepare in tomorrow for the battle you have to fight today. Life is in seconds, is in tick of time. And your consciousness to be ready at every point in time makes the battle easier to face and to fight. And you need to know again that sometimes you don't have to be completely ready to take the next step. Because if you don't take the risk, you might regret it. You don't always have to face it, to fight it. But for you to face it, you have to be prepared for it. But to be prepared for it doesn't mean you are ready for it. You need to understand that readiness is key. Preparation is a virtue. And the two marry each other in such a way that you can fulfill the essence of purpose. Number 3, which I also feel it is very essential, is that you need to know that whatsoever you teach people come back to you directly or indirectly. Everything about you, about what you do and sometimes what you don't do, the way you think and process your thoughts, the way you speak and whatsoever you say have impacts on people. The question we should ask is the impact for relevance, or is it for regret, or is it for showing off? Whatsoever you throw at people is what life will throw back at you. Life is like a mirror. When you stare at it, it stares back at you. Don't give people principles without virtues. Don't give people success without significance. Don't give people stories that is devoid of glory. Number 4, whatsoever you need in life is tied to your obedience. Whatsoever you need in life is tied to your obedience. Or should I say, your provision is tied to your obedience. Who you obey, what you obey, when and how the obedience is exhibited. Obedience is a virtue. God can never do anything without obedience. Every individual who have been able to become a pride to God and have served humanity and have become a reference point of citations today are people who lived or led or lived a life of obedience. Instructions are the ways of life. And that was why the psalmist of Israel, one time in part of his proverbial statement, said, through an inspiration by God, that I'm going to instruct you and teach you the way to go. You don't get to your destination without starting right. And starting right could be from anywhere and it could be anyhow. But you can't start anyhow and remain anyhow. You have to adjust to the compass that guides the journey. You have to understand the mapping that gives you direction to your destination. Life is key. Living is important. But the role you play as an individual says so much about the particular experience you are going to have. And lastly, your values are very important. Your ideas of success is good. Ability to have a sustained excellence is a virtue. But the question I want to ask you today is, what does success look like for you, or looks like for you? What does success looks like for you? Is it in growth or maturity? Is it in winning or losing? Is it in taking risk or submitting to whatsoever life brings your way? Is it in destination or in the process of journey? Is it in passing an exam or understanding what it takes to learn how to lead life? Is it in understanding principles or having a good idea of how those principles could become ideals that could be generational? Ladies and gentlemen, I think it is your time to take the world. The world is your Father's possession, and it is yours too. I look forward to seeing you living a life full of godliness, excellence, and most importantly, that it is always fulfilling. Once again, Dr. Cambre, what a privilege to share this platform with you and for being a part of this meeting. Thank you so much.